New Orleans may turn to new technology to monitor your parking.
Chris Joseph reports the city's interested in cameras and artificial intelligence to enforce parking rules.
Well, the city is asking parking enforcement companies to explain how their cameras could help the city's parking enforcement. The city is leaning on parking fees to help fight a more than $200 million budget deficit. Pittsburgh reported an increase in revenue after using cameras in its parking lots, loading zones, and permit parking areas. It's unclear what, if any, camera system the city would use. Los Angeles placed parking cameras on their buses, while Albuquerque uses a system of solar-powered bollards, which have cameras. The timeline is also unclear. Do you expect residents to see parking enforcement cameras in the relatively near future?
I would not expect in the imminent future. That's the intent of the initial request for information.
Mayor Helena Moreno's administration is also looking to hire 50 new parking enforcement agents. Interested companies will have until early April to give the city any information.